Hi, and welcome to another edition of Tom's Toolbox. I'm Tom Clark, your host, and today we're going to talk about a component that gets very little attention in the power transmission world. It is the Rodney Dangerfield of the power transmission world. But it's critical to the operation. We're talking about torque arms. I mean, without a means to secure your shaft-mounted gearbox, be it a torque arm or other bracket, your gearbox won't be able to transmit the torque to the driven equipment. In fact, without a torque arm, your motor and gearbox, well, they're going to spin in place, and we don't want that. Now, most pay very little attention to the torque arm installation, but the truth is, they can make or break your gearbox. So what do you say we start with the basics? First, torque arms come in all shapes and sizes. You got your standard tie rod torque arm, which is probably your most common design, but you often see a banjo type torque arm, which is just a bracket mounted to the face of the gearbox with an extension allowing you to secure it to the driven equipment. Now, in certain applications and environments, custom torque arms may need to be fabricated in order to accommodate the space. Now, regardless of the design, they all perform the same function, securing the shaft-mounted gearbox to allow it to transmit the necessary torque. But it's not as simple as just tying the gearbox down, so to speak. I mean, most torque arms, like this tie rod, come in multiple pieces with the appropriate hardware to secure it. Now, this example right here, you got two mounting brackets, one for the gearbox and one for the driven equipment, and then a threaded rod which allows you to adjust the length accordingly, which you can do. Now, this gives you a lot of flexibility in where you can secure the unit to the equipment. Now, with something like the banjo style, you're going to be provided some small rubber bushings. Going to be going like right here, okay? Now, these are critical to the correct installation. Why? Because you want a certain amount of float or wobble in your gearbox installation. Now, it seems like a counterintuitive principle, right? Well, when a shaft-mounted gearbox is rigidly mounted, meaning it's locked down with no ability to float, those bearings supporting the output shaft will experience an unnecessary axial load. Now, that axial load was created by the runout typical of conveyor shafts, will eventually cause the bearings to fail prematurely, your seals are going to leak, and ultimately it's going to lead to gearbox failure. Yeah. You don't want your gearbox to fail. Now, since none of us want unplanned downtime or catastrophic failures, because that's going to cost a whole lot of dollars, it is best to take care of your torque arm installation on any shaft-mounted reducers, okay? And I want you to follow these tips. This will help you protect your operation. Number one, secure your shaft-mounted reducer with the right torque arm for your application. Get the right one, okay? Number two, utilize the rubber bushings, if provided, and ensure they are not over-tightened. I mean, tighten these areas right until the bushing starts to squeeze, not until it's flat like a pancake. So squeeze a little bit. Yeah, if you do it like this and you can't see the bushings anymore, that's probably a little bit too flat. So don't do it like that. Number three, make sure there's some float in your shaft-mounted gearbox. It shouldn't be spinning all over the place, but it also shouldn't be locked down to where it can't move. Not good. And last, make sure your torque arms are always installed in tension, not in compression. That's it. It's going to do it for us here today. If you have any questions about what you just saw or you want more information, contact your Motion Industries rep. They'll be able to help you out. I had my PPE on the table right here. Didn't really need it for this, but just in case, you want to make sure you're always wearing the proper PPE for whatever the job calls for. Safety is priority one. Priority two, head over to mihowto.com. Great website. You can catch more videos with me, Tom Clark, as your host. Thanks so much for watching.